Thank you everybody for joining me for Gunnison Copper. My name's Stephen Twyrold. I'm the President and CEO, founder of the company. So what you see there in the picture is our Johnson Camp mine. We're located in Arizona. It's the premier place to be if you're going to do copper. The province in Arizona is one of the best in the world for porphyry copper style systems. All the big guys are there. Some of the biggest mines in the world are there, like Morenci, Freeport, BHP, Rio, etc. So this is our little Johnson Camp mine. This is in construction now. Like what you see we own, SXEW plant, all that facility. The mining fleet mobilized in December. We're currently drilling and blasting, mineralization and waste. It's going on the leach pad that's under construction right now. We will see 99.99% pure copper cathode coming out of that plant in about 8 months from now. So we talk about near-term production, that's near-term production. And our partner in that project is a group called Newton LLC, which is a subsidiary of Rio Tinto. And they're funding most of that work. It's a sulfide leach. What's also here in this picture is our Gunnison project. That has got 5+ billion pounds of M&I in the ground, and it's only 2 kilometres south of our Johnson Camp mine. That's the flagship project. We just produced a preliminary economic assessment on that. We did that about 2 months ago. It's hot off the press. It's relevant because we take in the inflated cost of today's mining industry in that P&A. That generated an outstanding project. So I just made a bunch of forward-looking statements. We have a disclosure here. Get on the website, have a look at that. While you're there, look at all the other information that's on our website. I believe you'll walk away and conclude we are undervalued with respect to our peers, with fantastic catalysts coming in 2025. Now's the time to invest. So this is a long section cut through the earth. We own the entire Johnson Camp district or Cochise mining district. The big deposit that you see on the left, that's Gunnison. That's the resource shell. That's 3 kilometres long. It's to scale. So only a couple of kilometres north is Johnson Camp. That's the one that's going into production. I'm going to talk about those two. Further north again, just 2 kilometres, we have the Strong and Harris deposit. We control all these, we own all these. So I will focus a little bit on Gunnison. That's the big guy. This is what it looks like on the surface. So people talk about permitting. We have gotten every single operating permit in record time. Like we've demonstrated we can permit an operation and bring it into production. Most others can't do that. And it's just location. Like we're not taking the top off a mountain, we're not in the forest. Very easy to operate out here. So permitting is not a risk on our operations as we move forward. This picture here is from the PEA. It was done by M3 Engineering out of Tucson. It's one of the premier engineering groups. And you'll see in the top sort of left corner up there is the Johnson Camp mine. That's the one that's going into production with the Newton guys doing sulfide leaching. I'll talk about that shortly. This is the big Gunnison project. It's a very large open pit. It's got oxide, heap leach operation, very straightforward, nothing complicated about it. You see the NPV there. This is US dollars after tax, about 1.26 billion after tax. We did that at a $4.10 copper price. The market cap of our company today is around 40 million US. There's a major disconnect between our assets and the value of those assets and our market cap. Our job, is to correct that over the next 6 months or so, and we have the work programs to do that. You'll also notice on that table to the left, production rate around about 170 million pounds a year, or 80,000 metric tonne of cathode. That's a significant producer. That's an M&A style target at that rate, and we're a small company. So ultimately, we believe as we move this project forward, there's going to be a lot of interest in our asset and our company. You'll see just above that, we have this all-in sustaining costs. So that is all of the sustaining capital for the pit, like the waste stripping and updating equipment and everything, plus all of your operating costs, plus your G&A, $1.94 US a pound. So anyone sitting in the room that think copper's going to be $4 or more in the next 15 to 20 years, we're making $2 a pound. And we're doing 170 million pounds a year. So you can do the math. That is a huge cash flow. This is a big operation. So at PEA level, we've got some work to do. There's also upside on the project. I'm going to show you a cross-section through the middle of that open pit. So we have byproduct. Like, this is a copper mine. It's 100% copper. But we have byproduct because we've got gravel on top. 750 million tonne of gravel life of mine we produce. Right now in our model, that has zero value. We believe that gravel has got a commercial value long-term on this project. That's upside. We also have limestone. All that blue stuff there is limestone. It looks white like somebody's kitchen table. That is also a highly valuable product. Currently, it's selling for $20 to $80 a tonne in our area. We've got 70 million tonnes of that comes out in the first 10 years. That's a byproduct. It's highly valuable. Those two products aren't in the PEA. We intend to do work on those two products to try and commercialise and bring that value to market in the next 6 months or so. There's also sulfide. Like, the prior project only drilled out the oxide and stopped when they hit the sulfide. So like, we're sitting there going, there's sulfide potential below this thing, we haven't even factored that in. So what we've done is put together what we call a high value add work program for the next 6 months, gonna tackle all these items. That's catalyst into the market. All right, back to Johnson Camp. Quick summary here. This project during stage 2, it's about a 4-year program for stage 2, 100% non-dilutive funding by Rio Tinto through Newton. They're paying all the capital and all the operating costs. There's no risk to our organisation on that project. At the end of the 4 years, they can joint venture with us, we 51, they're 49, to mine the remaining mine life if they so choose. But this is really about the first commercial scale test of their sulfide leaching technology in the world. And they've chosen our site to do that. So we have a magnificent partner. Finally, Gunnison, JCM, that's Johnson Camp, Strong and Harris I mentioned. We have another project, South Star to the south. We haven't looked at these other projects. The last time they were drilled is about 50 years ago. We're only just getting to them now in our portfolio, and we've done some mags. It looks like we've got some big porphyry targets below us. So we think this camp has the potential to get better. But we've got a market cap of 40 million and we've got a project at PEA at 1.2 billion. We think that's a good investment thesis as it is. So that's my time. Thank you very much.